Hello and welcome back to Factory Town. In our last episode, we set up some of the mining using the, mines, and also finished up connected the, what are these called, ointments into this belt. And as you can see, that got backed up during the last episode a bit, and I didn't notice it until I was rewatching the episode during the premiere, today as I record this. So what I would like to do is fix that, have a second belt that brings the surplus ointment here into the apothecary, because as you can see, we have too much. And the reason we have too much is because we're still providing fish oil as well. So we're gonna disconnect that fish oil as an early part of this. But I was also thinking about our expansion plans. And instead of expanding this far and then buying the additional chunks out here, I think I'm just going to buy the whole thing. Just buy the whole map. I mean, it's only yellow coins, and it's not even that many, and we have a few, so it's not like we can't afford it. So I'm just going to buy these. Ooh, another trading post. I think there should be 8 trading posts. Yeah, there's another one. Let's see what we have for recipes, by the way, in trading posts. Pear goes to berries. Actually, that's kind of good, because that takes, especially with this one, 1 sugar equals 3 pears. 1 pear equals 4 berries. We can turn 1 sugar into 12 berries with those two. Cooked beef becomes a reinforced plank. That's interesting. And a medical wrap becomes 8 books. That's interesting. Grain becomes berries. Wood wheel becomes cooked chicken. Ward becomes medical wrap. Well, we could make a ward, although those are expensive to make, and they sell for purple coins, so never mind. I'm probably not going to do that one. But that's interesting anyway. Let's continue around, and I probably missed the trading post and the other ones I wasn't thinking. Sugar to pears again? Is that what we had? Yeah, it's the same one. That's boring. Sugar to pears, pickaxes to cooked beef. That's interesting. Farming is such a pain that it might actually be good, although if we took that one and combined it with this one, we can turn a reinforced plank and an iron plate, I think it's 1 and 1, into 4 beef, which we can then take that 4 beef and turn it into 4 reinforced planks, which is kind of amusing. What was the last one there? A water ring, which we haven't. That's jewelry combined with water stuff, I'm assuming. Enchanted books, though, so that's maybe not be a bad idea. Stone to 3 grain, that's interesting. Veggie stew to jam. Medical wrap becomes 8 books. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Trading post. Cloth becomes animal feed. Apple pie becomes wood axes. And a cure spell book becomes bandages. Well, that's not good at all, I don't think. I mean, yeah, probably not. I don't know. And another trading post here. Animal feed becomes ointment. Well, what was the one over here? That means 1 cloth becomes an ointment and a half. That seems like it's worth it. Cooked chicken becomes jam. Gold ingot becomes berry cake. Interesting. I think one of the other ones had something cheap for a gold ingot, so that might be worth it. Did I miss one, or did we? Oh, there's one over here in the corner. Wood becomes apples. That might be a good trade. Milk becomes reinforced plank. And protection spell book. And it becomes leather. That's probably not good either. Didn't we have 4 fish oil becomes gold, and then we could ship that gold all the way the heck over here, which would be crazy, but to become a berry cake and sell that at the tavern for purple coins from something that costs, or that's basically just fish to make. That's an interesting idea. But I think having purchased all of this, now I have the ability to spread things out more. And was it just an artifact? Yeah. I was like, is there a railwood down there like there was in that campaign? But it's just some sort of artifact of the map. Yeah, there's one here too. Having the whole map available and maybe even harvesting some of these, some of the resources that are wild here, like the stone and the iron and the coal and such, and shipping those around the map to where we can use them. Seems like it might be a good idea too. So let's take a look at this. I think I want to we'll take this out and take this and turn it. That way they stop loading. And then I think I want to come up from here to go up and over. Maybe actually this should be here, not there. And then merge in with this one. Take this out, take that out. Okay. So, let's see. If it goes up and over, it needs to come back down. It needs to be at this height. There. As it crosses that belt. Oopsie. Come back. Come back. And then can I take this like this? Alright, we're going to have to go up and help it out a little bit. Will you let me do it now with a little bit of a influence there? No, but I can make it work. I can make it work. Thank you. There we go. And then you can go like that. And then this can go here, there, and across. And then it needs to come back down again, of course. Let's do a structure block like that. You go there, there. Yeah. And then this can go here. And then these can come across here. And can merge in like this. Nope, you go like that. And you go like that. Alright. Now, is this okay to cross? Yeah, actually. Almost. We need to come up over top of this machine shop. It's quite tall. Yeah, probably have to go over top of it. Alright, let's build our structure here. And come this way. Or I could zigzag it over this way. That might work just as well. There, and then come here. Is that right? Yep, that's right. And then come this way. And then... that. What did I just do? That's what I just did. Okay, and then we'll go here. Actually, it needs to go up by one more. Just do the same thing again one more time. You go... right keys, Wally. Right keys. Okay. Too many. Oh, and I wanted to cut this off too. So let's take this grabber out. And let that drain this fish oil. Yeah. Because we had too much going in. Okay, and then this one can come in here. No, actually, it doesn't come in there. Oh, no, I didn't mess it up. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, belt. This way. And then this way. And then this way. That works. And then that way. Alright, so that should take all that surplus almost there. It's kind of funny. It goes up and down and up. Alright, so that should take care of us there. The Apothecary now still has too much fish oil in it, but we're going to drain that out, and then we'll have Ointment fulfilling that gap. So I had another question in yesterday's episode in the comments, or something similar. The difference again between these two numbers, and as far as I can tell, don't count me as 100% accurate here, but this blue number indicates that the house received this item in recent enough history to be happy with, to have the happiness buff for that item. As you can see, each house has like 16, 17 different happiness buffs here. However, they're not getting enough supply to maintain that number perfectly. And that's what this indicates, is that this many houses have an item that they're actively consuming that fits this category. So if we look at one of these houses, for example, and I don't know where this one falls in the grand scheme of things here, but if you look at one of these houses here, they do have happiness associated with this this item, this category, and they are actively consuming this item. But if they don't get another one here, then it falls off. And see, it's not actively being consumed anymore. If we come over here to some of the food, you saw like the milk here went all the way down and then started right back again because it's being actively consumed. And see, now this is falling off because they haven't gotten another remedy in this case, because we don't have health potions here. And it's going to disappear in a second, and they will lose the happiness. So that's the difference between those two numbers. And I hope that now they just got one, and the happiness buff returned. And what does the game call this piece? Happiness versus consumption. But I hope that explains better this time than I did the last time, how that works. Because I don't know. If not, I don't know how to... Let's put this way. Take these guys all out now. I hope that explains it better than I did the last time, maybe. And we have one fish left here, which is fine. I'm just going to delete this kitchen. And then if I go into the pipe overlay, I want to put that grabber back, because I do want to unload this, but I want to stop using this boat. Let's go back in the pipe overlay now while that's still emptying. I should have done that first, I suppose. And we need to take... Wrong button, Wally. Take this out. There we go. And that way we just have remedies coming in. But we could use more remedies, and that's because we don't have enough herbs coming in. Can I add another herb worker? That's probably too much now, but it'll be fine. Okay, so hopefully we get this all drained out. Okay, that boat's done now. We'll get that drained out, and then it'll just be done, and I don't have to worry about it. So let's get into the rebuild. At least rebuilding something. And I was thinking about this some more, and I think I will move these houses in this direction someplace where this land is all flat. And the reason that I want to do that is because of that plus minus 12 block height thing that I discovered via the wiki or via the something, because then I can put all of the support buildings or the store buildings here on a height, and then I can stack maybe 3 or 4 houses high and make it all work out okay. Because these are all, what's the difference here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, these are 6 apart right now. From this ground level to here, it looks like, at least, that they're 6 apart. So really, we could stack 5 high this dimension as long as these buildings were at the right height, which they're currently not. But so I think, though, that I don't want to stack them 5 high because that's kind of obnoxious, but maybe 2 or 3 high would be okay. And then have a little bit larger area that's more, not too much larger, because we're only gonna, well, maybe. Depends on how I arrange these support buildings or these store buildings in the end. But, and then have the train even loop a little bit further out so that we can pick up certain things like this iron and throw it onto a train and ship it out to where it might be used out in the world a little bit. So, and maybe I'll even chew through some of these trees too. Instead of using foresters, use workers to do it. I don't know if I like that or not, though. I wish there's a way to turn on and off the replanting option, because that would be kind of nice to do for the foresters, to have basically to work like the mines work, where they don't obviously respawn stone or iron or anything, to have that work. All right, so let's kind of start from the beginning maybe, and let's look at the food. We obviously need a lot of grains. The best grain category is, of course, bread. And as you can see by the numbers here, every house has gotten bread recently enough, but they haven't gotten it recently enough to not need to consume anymore. So, given that we have 1 kitchen making bread, and it's supplying roughly 60% of our 24 houses. 60% of 24 is 12, 14, maybe about 14 or 15 houses we're supplying enough for. I also learned, by the way, that the maximum level here is gets us up to 100 houses. I don't remember where I saw that one at either. Maybe somebody said it in a comment. I think somebody said it in a comment. So if we start there, and let's say that 1 kitchen making bread, assuming that it's consistent, which is actually not consistent. Pretty close, but not quite. So if we said it was a little bit more than 60% of 24, maybe as many as 16 houses for 1 kitchen making bread. Although we could add the steam booster, which gives us 50% production speed. That's not actually a bad idea. It's steam boosting as much as we can also. Which I wonder, I assume you can train steam around in a fluid wagon car thingy. Senator workers. Yeah, in a tank car. Okay, you can put these down, not on fluid. Does steam count as fluid? It does not. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so I guess we can't train steam around. So if we want to have steam boosted stuff, then we need to just train like coal or something around, whatever, fuel around, and make steam. Let's double check. Steam just takes water and fuel, yeah. But we'll obviously need to put those generators near some water then. But if we're going to be planting grain to feed this, then I don't see why we can't. So let's assume that 1 kitchen, unboosted, can support 16 houses fully. That is, with all all the active consumption fully, then if it's steam boosted, that adds 50% production speed. And I'm assuming we can do 1 speed boost. I'm going to do it here, even though we don't have it. Yeah, one speed boost. It just costs us some stuff, but who cares? That means 24 houses. If we said that that's actually 25, then that means I need 4 steam boosted kitchens to feed 100 houses. Eventually, enough bread. So let's go off of that number. And that's... So the only variable here is that's at speed 260%. If we continue supplying happiness, especially once we start supplying purple coins and whatnot, or we start supplying items from the tavern and from the specialty goods store, then this might, unless of course the houses consume more, they're happier. No, that can't make sense. So well, let's just plan for 4 anyway. Who cares, right? Who cares? So let's find a nice empty area out here someplace where we can make boatloads of food. And I think I'm going to do all elevated trains, by the way, so that I can just take the tracks over top of stuff and not have to worry about stuff being in the way. But I'm largely going to build on the surface. But let's maybe use this area here. There are some elemental stones here. There's a handful of berries, but I don't really care. And I'm gonna liberally destroy stuff too. If there's raw resources in my way, especially trees and things that I can plant, I'm just gonna destroy them. So let's go back and build a kitchen. Let's see if we use this water here for our supply for the grain farms. Yeah, then let's go over here with these. 4 of these. I guess I should have done the copy after you set the recipe deal, so I didn't have to do this so repeatedly. But we're going to, of course, add the steam booster to all of these. We'll just go ahead and do it now, even though we don't have the steam to supply yet, although I just burned through all my iron wheels. Can I... Where's that being made? We're over here someplace. Let's upgrade the barn. 1 level. We'll store everything still in the same manner, or the same ratios, because we do need to have a gear reserve. But then we'll have a place to store more iron wheels, because we're obviously going to need them. You're boosted, you're boosted. I can't remember which ones I boosted already. And then we don't have the wheels for that one just yet. We do have these counters here too, by the way, and if there's items that we want to keep track of that are different than what's here, we can click and change that, and it'll let us keep track of, what is this, 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, oddly. 13 items, probably because it's the same width, effectively, as this panel, but still kind of weird. Oh, and we can actually judge how much happiness we have. Interesting. Didn't even notice. I mean, I kind of noticed it was there, but it's interesting either way. Okay, you're ready? Yes, you are. All right, now we can build up 100 wheels, well, iron wheels while we're at it. So these aren't 260%. That was the amount without the steam boost. The steam boost adds 50% to that. So basically, each one of these counts as 1.5 workers. And of course, the 260%, we're not going to count. We're not going to math for, because everything except for like water, we don't care. So from here, we need to have 2 flour every 4 seconds, but we need 1.5 times that because we need 50% speed boost. So we need 3 flour every 4 seconds for each kitchen. So let's do a grain mill. And we want flour. And we can steam boost these too. Interesting. But we can't steam boost the whole chain. So we can just say 2 flour then. And each of these, we need 2 grain mills for every kitchen. Is basically what we need to have. And I don't have to worry about the steam boost just yet. So maybe I put these slightly differently. No, that was good where it was. Well, no. Let me copy these again. I want to do 2 of them here. Like this. Wait, let's look at numbers. 2 every 4 seconds. If we get up to 400% speed, that's 2 every second. So a chute should still be okay. Let's move this one out of the way over there. And I want to copy these like this. And now this needs to move 1 that way and 1 that way. And this can go this way and this can go this way. No, that won't work. We need to have grain coming in here yet. And we need lots of grain. Let's build a farm. I know there's nothing nearby. Relax. We can't steam boost these, but each worker counts as a full increase in a farm. So it's kind of your trade-off here with the steam boosters versus the farms. How much can we reliably count on a farm to produce on 1 chute? Let's look at that number. The problem is that the speed keeps changing on us. We eventually just do 1 farm per grain mill. I mean, right now, at this speed, we're carrying enough 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on 4 chutes. Oh, so I don't need 1. I need 1 chute per grain mill. Okay, that makes my life a little bit less insane. Here we are. So if I said that I could have a source over here. I could have a source over here, and these would feed like these. What did I do? Move instead of copy? Yeah. These would feed the front ones. They would the chutes would come across the front, like, you know, come out here like this and go into here, and then we could have farms out here like this and like this that fed the back two. I think that would work out okay. And then we just have 1 chute for each grain mill and hope that we don't get too much. Well, if we get too much production bonus, then it's just going to back everything up and it won't matter anyway. I mean, hope that we don't get too much production bonus is kind of a weird thing to say, but so I want to remove a bunch of these trees, except that we need a fuel source for the kitchens. And we're going to need lots of fuel. And then we can build a train station, by the way. Train station. Like in here someplace. And then what I'll do is if I have, you know, sky rails coming around, I can actually have a pusher that says, okay, bread train, or not a pusher, a sorter, says, oh, hey, bread train, you must go this way. And then it pushes it down and comes down on a ramp down to the ground level, and then it goes back up a ramp and then rejoins whatever rail is out here. an allegory would be if anyone is watching Calidorn's Satisfactory series, he has these giant spiral loops that bring the trains up and down from the ground level to the level where his train network is, so that he can bring the trains down into a station on the ground and then take them up and rejoin the main train line, the network. That kind of concept, although I don't think I'll do it as spiral because that doesn't make sense with this game. I'll just do it as a straight downslope, upslope, but I think that might make sense. So fuel, maybe we just train in the fuel? And this train station could actually handle both. If that's the case, then I want to make sure that I handle that well, which I should be able to, because I can just take belts out, like this, into the train station, and I can filter the slots appropriately. And then I can have chutes on an elevated level, going back in the other direction. We can even go up to 3 if we want. Back in an elevated direction here. They take the good lord. They take the coal into, or whatever fuel source, because it doesn't matter what we provide here. If we figure out magma, then it can be magma. I don't know how to make magma at this point, but I assume it's something with firestones. So we can do that, and we could even start out harvesting these trees if we wanted to. But all we need to do here is just have a have a here, yeah, a train stop output and a train stop input, and have that one set to input the coal for fuel, and this one set to output the bread. And that's all we really need here. So I think we'll do this somewhat this way. What I could do, this could be completely absurd. If I had more workers, I would do this absurdity. I guess I can add some more workers. And I was thinking about this too, this elevated thing, and I think I would do all of these platforms like this instead of the hollow ones. But for all the ones that I've already built, I'm not going to bother replacing them because we're going to move this whole structure anyway. But I do have one additional house that I can place. So we might as well do that and do the upgrades. And that gives us 15 workers to work with. Now my absurdity that I was thinking of is to put a barn down for these trees. And actually have the workers. Or a different worker that I can use besides a harvester drill. I doubt it. So basically I'm restricted to doing a bunch of workers just cutting down trees, which I could do. And then actually, instead of just wiping out these trees entirely, storing them, and then putting them on the rails later, perhaps, or at least dumping them into here for fuel for the kitchens until they run out. Do the same thing on this side, but like put down like a bunch of workers here and just have them start working while we're doing designs and building and clear this land. And can I get one on the inside there maybe? Just start clearing these trees. And I can always upgrade this barn a couple of levels because that stuff's kind of free. And get that up to storing, what's that, 600? And then we can adjust these maybe a little bit. The problem is I'm running up against water on this side. I could do some terraforming. I don't want to really don't want to do terraforming. But we also don't have to build all 4 of these arrangements right now. We can just build 1 or 2 and have it ready to go until, maybe build all the belts and all the chutes and everything, but only have the farms operating, have 1 farm operating and providing stuff. Although, if I want to do that, then I should really delete the workers from the buildings so that they're not consuming, the buildings aren't consuming the workers that we want to have here. So maybe I can do something like this. And then use these two, for this one here especially first, because it's completely out here in the open. 3, 4, 5. Guess maybe that one should have been over here. Let's see how that goes. We'll pick up all those trees at least, and we'll probably need at least one upgrade for this one too. So I can either put those on the rails and ship them around someplace, or I can do something else with them. But I think what I'll do is I will take the workers out of all but one of these arrangements for now, because that way we're not wasting the workers. And that'll be kind of the first plan here of the mega expansion. I just hope that we're able to have enough workers. But I guess if we have 100 houses times 10 workers in each house, I think is what it is, plus the 4 that are living in the base, weirdly enough, that's over 1,000 workers. So that hopefully will satisfy everything. We're gonna want grain here, and hopefully we'll be able to bring fertilizer around. So go ahead and check it. We're obviously gonna have to supply some water for sure. We might end up having like another train station over here or something that just brings fertilizer in for these 4 farms. All right, but this is where we're gonna end for today. I'm gonna let these workers do their thing. In the next episode, we will hook up the belts and the chutes required here to build the whole thing. And then we'll hook up enough, or lay out enough farm tiles to feed like this farm, because that's the one that I didn't take the worker out of. And we'll actually get 1/4 of this thing hooked up and actually running, even though it's going to go into a train station that's just going to hold it. And then we'll go and design the next build. And we're basically going to go through, first off, everything, and I mean everything this time. I'm actually going to make butter too. Everything that's one item in every category in every one of these buildings, plus enough surplus for things that are used for building. So that was planks and stone bricks, well, logs and stone for that matter too, but planks and stone bricks. And then what was next? Iron maybe was next. The things that we skipped through, cloth was next sometime too. All those things that are used for building, we're definitely going to want a surplus of those, or a dedicated outpost of those being made, in addition to what they're being made to use later, like wheels and conveyor belts and things like that. Wheels, and that includes all, by the way, anything that's used to build these types of things too, like all the workers, all the path types, all of this stuff. We're going to want to have dedicated outposts for building all of those things, and we're just going to have those just kind of scattered around the map. So that's it for now. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.